Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Worlds Collide, we're going to talk about team building. We're going to talk about a team that you can use really early on with some characters that you're going to be able to use later as well. We're also going to talk about a team that you can work towards that is a good overall team, especially running through campaign and some other game modes, but also has enough characters in there that are components to help build other teams as well. This is going to be a fun video, so let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. So really quick, I know that I had mentioned the next video was going to be my updated tier list. I am still working on that. However, as I continue to play these different games through the years, things I learned from previous games, tier lists have good information on them, but they can be a bit misleading as well because you're not going to put all S+ characters or S characters in a single team. You're going to use characters from multiple tiers, especially when you talk about playing games where you're going to be building multiple types of teams. You're going to be using characters from all over that tier list. So I felt it was more beneficial to start talking about teams first. I'll still get my tier list out. I'm updating it. Last one I did was in March, and I held off updating that through the early access only because things were changing in the game. So there, I feel, is going to be a lot of change in the tier list. So I want to make sure to put a good amount of effort into it to get you some solid information. But let's talk about some teams. When we're talking about teams in this game, there are a lot of different game modes. There's 12 different game modes, 15, like I said, if you're talking about kind of some of those duplicative game modes, like 3 different PvP modes and things like that. So you're going to create a few different teams in this game. So let's just talk about, just really early on, I'm going to head on over to their website. They got this team builder in here, which I think is pretty cool, but let's talk about the team. I'm going to go through a few different teams here, and then I'm going to show you an Excel workbook that I've been putting together, actually for my previous teams video that I did on this. So early team right here, right? We got Mr. Freeze. He's a tank. He's a good tank. You can use him. You can invest in him a little bit. You'll reset him after a while. But if you're lucky with your pulls, then you'll swap him out for like Gorilla Grodd or Bizarro or something like that. Canary is actually a good healer in the very beginning. You'll probably use her for a while until you get some better healers like Kid Flash or Zatanna, who's going to help you out. Constantine, who helps out with heals as well. Pandora, there's quite a few options there that you're going to have. But she's good to use early on. Mirror Master is good for that back row damage. Batman, great single target damage dealer. You're going to use him in Evil Falls. You're going to use him in League Challenge. It is safe to invest in him because you're going to use him later on down the road as well. And then Cheetah here, she just does some good damage. She progresses your action bar. She gets some energy refunded to her. There's a % chance to have that done. So this is a pretty good starting team when you're just, first few minutes, even the first hour of gameplay, to put something together to start getting through the campaign. One thing you're going to continue work on in your first week and a half is really focusing on these 3 here. And on day 7, you're going to unlock Constantine, massive AoE damage dealer, who's awesome. Green Arrow, you're going to get him pretty easy as well through summons. When you go into your summons and you can select who you want to have a higher chance of getting, you want to select Constantine and you want to select Green Arrow in there. And then as far as your recruitment banner, the beginner recruitment banner, whatever it's called, I don't have it, it's gone, but I would suggest choosing Wonder Woman. Amazing AoE damage dealer here as well. She's got a really cool kit. And then I've got Mr. Freeze in here too, just in case you don't have anybody to pull, you can use him if you haven't gotten a better tank by the time you get to this point. And then a team to really kind of work towards is this one right here. You're going to fuse Lex. You've already started working on these 3 characters here, and then you have Zatanna. If you don't have Zatanna, maybe you have Kid Flash. You can throw Kid Flash in here for some healing. This is a great overall team that's going to work in a bunch of different game modes early on as you continue to work through, well, even later in the game too, but as you continue to work through the game and increasing the power of your roster and increasing the number of characters you have, you're going to build some more specific teams. Like one of my favorites is the Block team. That's this team right here. I like, we've got Blue Beetle and Nightwing. Nightwing is fantastic. They're all good characters. I like Ocean Master as well. We've got Constantine in this one too. Constantine I use in a lot of different team compositions. You also got Bloodsport here. Now, the thing with this though, Constantine got a little bit of a rework. He did a little bit more healing previously than what he does now. So I feel he probably could use a little bit of help here. So you can actually pull out Bloodsport. You can throw in, you could probably throw in like Kid Flash if you have Kid Flash for some heals. You can throw Pandora in here. Both of these characters are sacrifice characters, which actually will help in, I believe there's it's either in Evil Falls or it's in, oh my gosh, in League Challenge. That sacrifice characters will come into play as well. So this is a pretty good team. I like it. I enjoy it. There's other teams like your bleed teams and your burn teams. You will build specific teams for specific challenges. So let's talk about that really quick right now. Let's go to this right here. This is something I had put together months ago, and I just updated it today. But when we take a look at the different challenges, the different game modes that we have, right? So Superwoman here really relies on that physical damage. So you've got Wonder Woman, you've got Green Arrow in there that does physical damage. If you don't have them, look for somebody else that's got some physical damage. But we've already talked about them, about building them up. Those are some characters you want to use in there. Over here to the far right, these are just tanks, healers, and DPS that I would suggest to supplement to create your full teams. So physical damage dealer here, Johnny Quick, debuffs. You want multiple debuffs. Raven is great. Gorilla Grodd, we talked about him. Sinestro is fantastic. Deathstorm here, you want sacrifice and healing. So again, we've got Constantine with sacrifice. You got Pandora with sacrifice and healing. You've got Kid Flash here as well. So you want to focus on those types of characters for Deathstorm. And then Power Ring here, single target damage. You want to do some massive single target damage. We already talked about Batman being a good character to build for Evil Falls. So you have that here. Also, you got Robin. Owlman, you want some good bleed characters. So we've got Deathstroke and we've got Two-Face. And then Ultraman, some AoE damage dealers is what you want to focus on there. So again, we've already talked about Wonder Woman and Green Arrow just being fantastic characters. And when I take a look at building teams, it's always good to build and focus on a few characters that can be used in multiple teams. And you can see kind of a theme through here too. A lot of characters are used in multiple team compositions. When you talk about the League Challenge, these are your League boss, right? You got your Parademons, that first one, AoE damage dealers. Again, so these are good characters for that. Desaad, shield, and physical damage characters. We talked about Lex and Batman. Great characters for that as well. Want to bring in some healing, some additional damage here, so you're going to bring in a few other characters for that. Steppenwolf, very end. Revive works really well because he has an ability that just kills you outright. So Raven has a revive that works well. Red Hood has a revive that works well as well. We've got Nightwing in here for blocking. So we're talking about some of the block characters. So something to keep in mind there. So that's League Challenge, Evil Falls, Crisis Watch here. This is a very good game mode as well that you want to make sure that you do all the time because you're getting resources that's going to help you level up your badges. You're going to get equipment that you're going to be able to gear up your team with to make them stronger. So I believe these are still correct. Collision of ice and fire. So these go for what is it? Like a week at a time? Oh man, I gotta go in there and take a look. But collision of fire and ice. So that's AoE damage dealers there. TikTok is control effects, stun, silence, freeze, things like that. Phantom under moonlight. We've got cleansing debuffs. So you got Zatanna, you've got Starfire there that'll help with that. You've got unbeatable speed, which takes shield characters as well. So your Lex is going to be best for that. You've got Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, who has shields. You've got Jessica, who has some shields as well. She got a little bit of a rework. I think she's a little bit better than she was, but not fantastic. And then just some of the top healers, tanks, and DPS. And I think we've talked about pretty much all of them. Let's go jump back into the game here really quick. What is this? We got to double check this because Crisis Watch here. What is this? Is this I can't remember. Is this a weekly or a daily thing? Yeah, it's a weekly theme. So just something to keep in mind here. So this is, as you complete main stages, I was talking about this in one of my tips videos. As you complete main stages, you're getting better and better rewards in a lot of different areas. And it does affect your Crisis Watch here. So you can see the main stage completions that you need in order to get through the different areas to max out your rewards here. So Pretty cool stuff there. So I think that is it. Let me go ahead and show you this. And this is going to help you out too in case you don't have this spreadsheet. I'll throw into my Discord. You'll see a screenshot of it in there. But some areas that you can take a look at right now. See, I can go into Deathstorm here. Right here is going to give you the information that you need to build the teams that you need in order to do the best that you can in this mode here. This is an important game mode to do good in and push in every single day because you get a lot of good rewards. You get super encrypted tokens out of here as well. Let me see. Is it in this one? Nope, it's not in this one. It'll probably be in the next level. So, but make sure to continually push this. Also, if you go into, let's go, actually, I don't know if I can go into, no, I'm not in a guild anymore. I'm going to be joining a friend's guild. But when you go into League Challenge and you'll take a look at the 3 different pillars, you can go in there and it's going to give you hints on the characters that you need in order to be successful in those different battles. So hopefully this here is helpful. Again, going back to tier lists are great for rating individual characters, but when you're playing games like this, it's really about the team. And again, you're going to be using characters from all different levels of a tier list. Maybe not like D and E type character. Well, maybe even in, I don't know, there's a game where I'm using a D hero and working pretty well. But if that's the case, then you're taking a look at raising those types of heroes up. I'm babbling now. So hopefully this information was helpful for you. I'll have screenshots of this in my Discord if you want to head on over there and take a look at it. Also, I'm curious, what teams are you using? What teams are you finding super effective in the early game, especially those of you who just started on global launch, which was today? And those of you who've been playing for a while, what are some team suggestions that you have? All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.